Hey guys, it's Andrew Esquivel here with not really so much a review as an overview because I can't test this particular product out right now, but I did want to show it to you guys anyway. So this right here is the Burton Rampant boot. Now this is a snowboard type boot, but I didn't really get it for snowboarding. I'll explain later, but I just kind of want to go over some basic things about this boot. Now, this is one of the earlier models of the Rampant boot. They no longer make it in white, as far as I can tell. And finding it in white in my size was incredibly difficult, but I did find a place online that sold it, so I snatched it up while I still could, because apparently it's just freaking impossible to find it in a size 12, which this is a size 12, and it is a relatively large boot. They're actually almost as wide as my Mickey boots, which if you haven't seen that, I got a review on that on my channel as well. But tell you one thing, it is a lot lighter than the Mickey boots, which is kind of why I sprung for these. And these are actually the lightest boots that Burton has ever made. So how light are they? I would say they're maybe a little more than a pound or two, which is incredibly light, especially compared to the Mickey boots, which are like 5 to 6 pounds each boot. So what exactly makes this boot any good? Well, there's a few features about it. And unfortunately, like I said, I can't test it out yet because it's not winter here in the Midwest until a few months from now. So I bought these things in preparation for the winter because the winter in the Midwest where I live is ridiculous sometimes. We get the most sporadic snow you could possibly imagine. So I naturally want a good boot for the snow. And this is more so for walking around in the snow, because you're walking around in the snow a lot. You don't want to have a big heavy boot because then your legs wear out really quickly, and I know this from experience with the Mickey boots. So that's why I sprung for the lightest boot that Burton has ever made. Now, I guess the most crucial part about this boot is comfortability. How comfortable is it? Well, I'm a size 12 shoe and a size 12 boot. I've always been a size 12 ever since I reached adulthood. And most size 12 things fit decently with a little bit of extra room. These boots, well, let's just say they're very snug. You want to make absolutely sure that you don't even go a single half size down from what you actually wear with your shoes. Or at least that's what it's like for me. I don't know, maybe there's some special exception to this particular rule. I have no idea. I'm not a snow boot expert, but I do like these. That being said, it's really snug, and it seems relatively warm, which is also another crucial thing, is keeping your feet warm. It's one thing the Mickey boots did very well, but once again, the Mickey boots were just too impractical. So I can't tell if they're incredibly warm yet because it hasn't snowed yet. I got another month or two before that happens. I have a lot of Burton products for snow wear, and all of them so far have been fantastic. They're a little more expensive than traditional snow wear, but you know, if you need something good, Burton's a good brand to go with. So, all that being said, the boot is relatively large, but it's very light. And there's a few things about it that I think are worth showing. So, we've got the outer shell of the boot right here, and on the inside there's actually a separate liner from the rest of the boot. And you can see this thing that says Flex. This is actually the liner on the inside, and there's you may have noticed this string here. There's actually 2 sets of tie downs for your boot. This black lace right here is to tie the outside down to it, and on the inside of the boot, this ties down and straps tight on the inside as well for the liner, which is good if you're snowboarding, I suppose. I used to snowboard when I was younger, but once again, this isn't my choice for snowboarding. This is my choice for walking. And I've actually already got the other boot, for the most part, disassembled. This is the liner that comes with the boot. It says Flex, size 12. Medium width. Nothing too incredibly special. It is somewhat padded on the bottom, so it makes it a little more comfortable if you're hitting the slopes and taking hard dives. So, but what I really want to show you is the inside here. And this is going to require a flashlight. So, the inside is slightly green, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Let's see if I can dim this flashlight down a little bit. This is the inside liner right here. And you can see there's, I know you can't see it too well, but those are another set of laces in there that ties down to hold the inner liner of the boot nice and tight. You can also see the inside is green for whatever reason. Doesn't really matter what the inside looks like. So, those are just a few basic overviews of the boot. Now, supposedly this boot has something about it that makes the footprint one size smaller than what your actual shoe size is. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by that, but sure, if you look it up on Burton's site, they can tell you. When you do tie it down, this thing right here does clip in to keep it tight, so that's nice. Not really sure what else to say about the boot, because once again I haven't tested and I really can't wait to test it. It should be fun. But one thing I did notice when putting on the boot, two things about it. One, they're very squeaky, very loud, and I guess that's not really a big deal, because if you're outside on a snowboard, why do you care? But if you're walking around like I plan on doing, squeakiness can get a wee bit annoying, and it's much more squeaky than any other shoe I've ever had, and I've had some pretty squeaky shoes. Another thing is, if you notice, the boot right here curves. It's not straight up and down like a normal boot would be, which forces your legs to be at a slight bent angle at the knees. Once again, this is a snowboarding boot, and it kind of makes sense that they would do that. So, as for walking around with the boot, what does that mean for your comfortability and your legs? Well, I did a little bit of walking around in my house, and it's not too bad. It's not a super aggressive slant right here, so you can still walk in it like a normal boot. And in some cases, it kind of feels better than a normal boot, because when you step down, normally you've got your boot like that when you move with your legs. And with this support right here, it kind of helps keep your legs more taut. And something tells me that's going to be nice when it comes to the slipperiness of winter. So most of it looks to appear to be leather of some sort. Now I've got all my winter clothes in white, so I know how hard it is to keep white stuff white. In the winter, it's not so bad, because if you get it dirty, you can rub some snow on wherever it is, and it might come off the same, that is. Now, I have Burton gloves. They're RPM gloves, and they're in white leather, too. And I noticed the white leather gloves are very prone to getting dirty. This is before I put this special leather wax on it. So I don't know how it'll hold up to stains in the future. But as far as this leather, it seems to be a much different leather than what they use in their gloves. And the only reason I point that out is because, you think of leather and you think, well, it's the hide of an animal, right? So what really could be the variations in it? Well, it doesn't feel like the other leather. It feels like this leather, although it might be white, wouldn't stain nearly as easily as the gloves might. So, and the fact being this is a boot, boots probably see more dirt and grime than any other part of your snow wear, so something tells me the white is going to stay white a lot better than most of the other white things that Burton makes. So, all that being said, that's my overview of the boot. Come wintertime, when it actually snows, I'll show you the entire Burton whiteout set that I got, that I've been building for the last 2 or 3 years now. So, and if you ask why I want it in white, I'll make a video in the winter and I'll show you. It should be fun. It's going to involve shotguns, revolvers, and snowmen. So anyway, whoops, dropped my flashlight. Anyway, that's my little overview of the Burton Rampant boot. And I know I didn't put it on. I know I didn't show you the squeaking, but keep in mind this is just an overview. It's not a review. I just wanted you guys to kind of see what this boot is all about. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And if you're considering a snow boot, this might be a decent one to get. Might be. Make sure you do your research too. So anyway, go ahead, comment, rate, subscribe, show your friends, you know, all that good stuff. Check out my other videos. I got plenty of them. And as always, thanks for watching.